Let's turn this rough sketch into this full illustration. This is me, D-Boy, and today I'm gonna walk you through my process step by step. So let's jump right in. Let's start off with a quick warm-up, nothing serious, just to get the hand moving. You can doodle anything that comes to mind. I'm sketching on a Wacom NTS, but honestly, paper and pencil works just as well. Also, this is my first time using Clip Studio for sketching, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So let me know in the comments if you would like more videos using this software. Okay, the reference image I'm using is Charlie Chaplin. This is the photo I'm using right now. Okay, let me time lapse this because right now I'm just laying down a loose sketch. This part doesn't need to be perfect, just get your ideas out. I'll clean things up on a new layer. So thumb tips while you're sketching is use confident, clean strokes. Try not to over sketch, and this kind of thing, it comes from a lot of practice. So don't really think about it. The other thing is thinking 3D shapes to give your drawing form, and also flip your canvas now and then to spot mistakes earlier. This is the best time to catch any weird proportion or angles. Always better to fix things early on so that you will not stumble on any mistakes you have made on the sketching phase, any proportions, error, perspective, a lot of things. So I'll be back after this time lapse. These shadow parts. So now I'm blocking in the shadows. This helps me figure out the lighting and where the depth is going to sit before jumping into color. Sketch, and now let's go to Adobe Illustrator. Once the sketch feels right, I take a screenshot and bring it into Adobe Illustrator. Here I use the calligraphy brush to do the line art. It gives smooth, clean stroke. For small details, I sometimes switch to the pencil tool to help fill in those tricky spots. Okay, when using the calligraphy brush, you need to have a Wacom tablet or any tablet because you cannot create this with a mouse. It is possible, but you wouldn't have the pressure effect on your mouse. So the other quick tip is always make a backup file. For example, when I'm done with the line art, I will create another layer and copy. I'm gonna create a backup file, but I'm just gonna copy the line art in another layer. It's like duplicating the line art. So because it's really lifesaver if you ever want to go back to an early version, because after I expand the line art, I cannot go back. So you must do that. And the other thing is I want to mention is you must organize your layer and name your layers because it's a lifesaver. So let me time lapse this line art, and I'll be back to share some tips on the coloring and shading So in this process, the coloring, I'm gonna create a color layer for it, for in a different layer. So in this process, it's where things starts coming to life. I like to try out different style depending on the mood of the piece. Here I'm using live painting tool and the gradient tool to give a subtle 3D feel. There are different ways to color your line art or your illustration, but this is the way I prefer it. But this is not the only way. Next, I'm focusing on the eyes and starting to add shadows on a separate layer. Layering shadows really add depth and makes the illustration pop. So some tips is use the blob tool to clean up edges and keep your color layers tidy and organized. Okay, let me time lapse this and I'll be back on the last phase. But this is the coloring in the shading parts. I'm gonna create a different layer for both of them and I'm gonna go back and forth and clean everything up. So I'll be back. Usually on the hair, eyes, or wherever the light hits. I like putting those on a separate layer above the line art to really make them stand out. And finally, I throw the light texture layer to give everything a more natural hand-drawn vibe. That's a wrap from the sketch to finish the illustration. Hope this gives you a clear look at my process and maybe some ideas to try in your own work. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe for more art tips and process videos. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you in the next one.